Hello everyone. In these slides, I'll be explaining about determinants of demand, and this is the continuation of the previous explanation. Here, when we talk about the demands, there are four major determinants of demand. The first one is price and demand, and the second one is income of the consumer and demand, price of related goods and demand, and advertising and demand. The first one, price and demand. Here, price of the commodity is always inversely proportional to the quantity demand. When it is inversely proportional, this relationship of price to sales is known as law of demand. Here, when we talk about the law of demand is also known as price quantity relationship. Here, law of demand states what? Law of demand states that increase in price decreases in the quantity demanded, and decrease in price increases in the quantity demanded. And this is based on the assumptions like there should not be any change in the consumer determinants. Yeah, when we talk about the consumer determinants such as income, price of the related goods, consumer taste and preferences, consumer fashions, size, age, government policy, weather condition, etc. Here there should not be any change in the consumer income, price of related goods, consumer taste and preferences, fashion, size, age, etc. Here, and there should not be any perfect substitute products. Here, if there are substitute products, then this doesn't comes under law of demand. And next, exceptions of law of demand. Here, what is meant by exceptions? Here, exceptions means what law of demand is stating. Law of demand is stating that if prices increases, demand for the commodity or demand for the unit decreases, and if price decreases, demand for the quantity will increases. But here this law will be applied to all of goods that are exceptions to the law of demand. Here we have few exceptions to law of demand. Here, exceptions in the sense, here this doesn't follow the law of demand what it states. Here the exceptions to law of demand are as follows, that is defense goods, Veblen goods, speculative effect, customer ignorant about the quality, fear of scarcity, and necessaries. Giffen good. Giffen good, this is also known as inferior good. Here, in order to explain the exceptions of law of demand, here Giffen he took example of bread and meat. Here, bread he took it as inferior good and meat as a superior good. Here, when a person buys bread and meat daily, if the price, if one fine day if the price of the bread decreases, he will not purchase more units of the bread. For the balance money, what he will do, he will purchase meat. Thus, fall in the price of an inferior commodity does not increase its demand but increases the demand for its related superior good. Here, that is stated. See what is happening here. When there is a fall in the price of the inferior good, there is no increase in the demand for the inferior good. Instead of that, there is increase in demand for the superior good. The second one is Veblen good. Veblen good, this is also known as articles of distinction. In this, articles are purchased only for prestige. Here, person feels distinct from other when he possesses these articles. Example like costly cars and all, you can take it as example under Veblen good. Yeah. Next, speculative effect. Speculative effect, or you can call it as expectation of rise and fall in price. Here, for this best example under speculative effect is shades. Here, law of demand does not operate in case of the speculative demand. Here, when there is expectation of future rise in the price of the commodity, what happens? The demand grow more and more, and even with a rising price, and then vice versa. Here, when there is expectation that there is future fall in the price of the commodity, then what happens? Here, they try to sell the shades in the market. So here, when there is expectation that there will be rise in the price of the shades, here the demand increases. So what is happening here? Law of demand is not followed under speculative effect. And then customer ignorant about the quality. Here, example, you can take products which are in fashion. Here what the consumer thinks here, that the product is superior if the price is very high. As such, they buy more and more at higher prices. And then fear of scarcity. Here, at times of emergency or war, what people expect, that they expect that there will be shortage of a commodity. At that time, here they may buy more even at a higher price, because to keep these stocks for the future. That is fear of scarcity. And then necessaries. Necessaries, here in this case, essential commodities, the quantity demanded will remain same irrespective of the changes in the price. Here example, like salt, matchbox, this and all, you can take it as example under necessaries. So here what is happening here, like exceptions to law of demand, here under Giffen's good, Veblen good, speculative effect, customer ignorant about the quality, fear of scarcity, necessity. Here in these cases, law of demand is not followed. Here, like here what is happening here, when price is increasing, demand is also increasing in certain cases. If price is decreasing, demand also decreasing in certain cases. So here law of demand is not accepted, it is not followed. And then when we talk about price and demand, here there are changes in the demand. Here changes in the demand you can derive by taking two conditions into consideration. First one is extension and contraction in demand, and the second one is increase and decrease in demand. Here the first one, extension and contraction in demand. Here in this particular case, if the quantity demanded of the commodity rises due to fall in price, then it is called as extension of demand. Here, if the quantity demanded falls due to rise in price, it is called as contraction of demand. So here in the first case, was what is happening here, if the quantity demanded rises due to fall in price, it is called as extension. If the quantity demanded falls due to rise in the price, it is called as contraction. So here contraction and extension in demand. And then increase and decrease in demand. Here increase or decrease in demand occurs due to changes in the other factors, like such as income, price of related goods, taste and preferences, etc. This can you can take it as example under increase and decrease in demand. And the second determinant of demand is income and demand. Here here income of the consumer plays an important role or significant role in the sales or demand for a product. And here this relationship between income and demand is better explained under four topics. The first one is consumption function, second one is product consumption function, third one differences in regional income, and then the last one is income expectation and demand level. The first one, consumption function. Here in the consumption function, it talks about the relationship between total expenditure on consumption to the total income. So here when we take tenure into consideration, you take under two headings, long run and short run. Here in the long run, consumption function is always stable in nature, whereas in the short run, consumption function is always unstable. And the second one is product consumption function. In the product consumption function, it talks about the relationship between the total income and sales of a particular product. Here, for example, you can take all the durable goods as the example in the product consumption function. And the third one is differences in regional income. Here, the purchasing power of the customers in different regions of the country will be verifying. So here, what you take different regions into consideration and you try to find out the purchasing power of the customers. And the last one is income expectation and demand level. Here, in this case, if the customer expects that his income will rise in near future, so what he will do here, he tries to increase the demand for the products. Okay, and then the third one is the price of related goods and demand. The demand for certain products are affected by changes in the prices of related goods. So when we talk about the related goods are of two types: substituted goods and complementary goods. Substituted goods, what is meant by substitute? Here substitute means when one can be replaced by another, it is called as substitute. For example, you can take soaps, paste, this and all, you can take it as example under substituted goods. And then complementary, here complementary in the sense, here when change in the demand for one commodity leads to the change in the demand for some other commodity in the same direction, then it is called as complementary good. Okay, for example, if cars turnover is increasing, then what happened, petrol also, consumption of the petrol also increases. So what is happening here, here it is increasing in the same direction. Like for example, shoe and socks, refrigerator, like stabilizer, this and all, you can take it as example under complementary goods. And the last one is advertising and demand. Yeah, advertising and demand means it is a method of bringing the producer in touch with the customers. Okay, and not only that, here advertising, it is all about informing about the product to the consumers. And then here it is a place where they can get whatever they require in the market. And here it is form of, not only that, it is the form of education of the people about the product by means of promotion. Here, when we talk about the advertising and demand, why advertising is required and what are the advantages by giving advertisement? Here, like we can categorize under three headings: the advantages for the manufacturer, the advantages for the customer, and the advantages for the society. For example, the advantages of the manufacturer, you can increase the sales by increasing the demand. Here customers are informed before salesman meets the customer, and not only that, it also creates goodwill and increases the turnover. And these are all the advantages which the manufacturer, which the company is going to get by promoting the product in the market. And then customer, like he can make better purchase decision. And not only that, middleman role is eliminated or it is reduced by means of advertisement. And then not only that, consumer can find better quality in the market. And then what are the benefits of the society? The benefits of the society are like standard of living raises, like you can increase the level of standard of living. And not only that, the major advantages to the society is it provides employment in the economy. Thank you.